Calculus is a nice short lesson. It's on piecewise functions. We've had a little bit of review of piecewise functions. Here we have the graph of 3, which looks like this. We have the graph of 1, which looks like this. We have the graph of x squared plus 2, which looks like that. So those are the 3 graphs I'm going to keep in my brain. I'm going to graph them. If I plug in -1, I get 3. That's an open circle. So 1, 1, 2, 3. Open circle, arrow that way. This is an equal sign, so it's just a coordinate. At -1, I have a value of 1. And then here, if I plug in -1, -1 squared is 1, plus 2 is 3. That'll be an open circle, and the graph continues on like that. So I've graphed the piecewise function. Now what we're going to be able to do is be able to identify these limits. Limit as x approaches -1 from the left. -1 from the left, and that would be a limit of 2. -1 from the right, limit of 2. Limit as x approaches -1. Those are the same, so it is 2. If you actually plug -1 into the function, you get just 1. Now if we go 0 from the left, you can see that it is 2. 0 from the right is 2. That means the limit overall is 2. And if you plug in 0 to the function, you do get a height of 2. So graphing the piecewise function is the most difficult part, but then you're able to examine the limits from there. Let's consider a little bit more difficult piecewise function. E to the x looks like this. 1 minus x squared looks like that. The graph of 2 looks like that. And -1 plus the log of x. Log of x looks like this. And -1 is just going to shift it down a little bit. So those are the 4 graphs I'm going to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and generate these graphs. 0, and I get 1, because anything to the 0 power is 1. Open circle. Now I plug in 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. Then I plug in 1, and I get 1 minus 1 is 0. So I have a graph. It looks like I have a closed circle. And then I have an open circle. At 1, I have a coordinate of 2. I plug in 1 here. The log of 1, what does that mean? It's a base of 10. It means 10 to what power is 1? Well, that'll be the 0 power. So the log of 1 is 0, minus 1 is -1. So it goes through 1, -1, open circle, and it heads off like so, like the logarithm function does. There's my graph. The limit as x goes to 0 from the left. 1 from the right, 1, and the function value is 1. So 1, 1, the limits match, it's 1, and the function value is 1. Limit from the left of 1 is going to be 0. Limit from the right, -1. That means that the limit does not exist because those two are not the same. If you plug in 1 to the function, it looks like you get a height of 2. That is a video on graphing piecewise functions and providing their limits. Nice and short. Go ahead, carry out your work, and be ready to ask questions. Have a great weekend.